Today we're going to be reviewing the base ego of Otis, and that's going to be none other than 2 Páthos Máthos. 2 Páthos Máthos is a Zayn level ego. It has a 20 base with +3 roll, piercing damage, and attack rate of 1. So a really good base roll for a Zayn. But if the target's HP is at 50% or lower, deal actually 30% damage, which is also really good. On hit, inflict 4 rupture. You love to see rupture, or at least I do. On kill, inflict 1 damage up to a random ally next turn. That's pretty good, but it's on kill, so nah. So all in all, ego's pretty decent, but your passive, Tactical Perfection, if this unit did not get hit at all during a turn, gain 1 damage up next turn. For the maximum, can stack up to 3 times. So that could be good. That could definitely be pretty good. I mean, for a base ego, it's a pretty decent passive, I gotta say. And the cost of this ego is 10 sanity, which is good, right? Don't get me wrong, it's good. All Zayans are a pretty good price, especially the base ones, but you're going to cough up 2 sloth and 2 pride ego resources, which is not a lot. I mean, you're fueling it by using itself because it's a pride skill, so that's really good, actually. And your resistances are going to be fatal to lust and effective to nothing, endured to pride, and fatal to envy. So, yeah, I don't know what more I could say other than the pretty mediocre resistances, all things considered. Now, for the drip of this ego, I gotta say, it's probably the best looking base ego. It's just phenomenal. Like, really matches Otis, so I gotta give that like a 7, or a 6.5. Or not, give it a 6. That's 7's a little too generous. And the strength of this ego is, I mean, it's a Zayn level, right? It's not going to be anything too crazy, but it does buff itself, and it does buff allies, and it does have a pretty decent roll, or at least base roll, and it also does have a condition where you could deal more damage if the enemy is 50% or lower. So I gotta give that like a 6. It's alright, it's not the best thing, but if you're going to use a base Zayn ego for your damage, use this, or use what is cast. Those are the 2 ones you would want to do for damage. But in usefulness terms, this is not that useful. You're not inflicting any rupture count, you're just inflicting rupture. So you're going to inflict it, and then it's going to get popped the next time it gets hit, most likely. That's really the big problem, rupture. But what can I say? The problem's there, and this doesn't solve it, so it's not all that useful. So give her like a 2 on the usefulness scale, I guess. At least it can buff itself and allies. That's something. But that's about it for this ego. It's honestly pretty good for a base Zayn, but except if you're not just looking at base Zayn, if you're looking at it in all of any ego, then it's pretty mediocre, bad, I would say. But what can you really expect from a base Zayn? But that's about it. Have a good one.